All right, let's see what I have inside and let's review chapter 68 of Dragon Ball Super. All right, let's take a look to see what we have inside. Oh wow, we have the Dragon Ball Scouter. I'm definitely loving the way that this is looking. I've always wanted one of these, but I could never find one that was quite right. So let's open this one up. Here's the top, here's the side, here's the back, and the other side. So let's open this up. Okay, let's see the three pieces that come in the box here. So of course we have the base, the visor, and then just the piece that goes on your head. So that's it. This is what it looks like. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. It wasn't very expensive. I think I paid about $15 for it, and I'm just really happy with how it turned out. But I think the real test is, does it work? I just read your power level. Yes, you watching this right now, it told me your power level, and it's not good.
Stay back! Don't come any closer! I'll shoot, I mean it!
Overall, I'm really enjoying this Scouter, and I'm gonna definitely be using this for some future videos. But if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna take this off now and let's get into chapter 68. All right, I'm excited to get into this chapter because chapter 68 is telling us more about Granola and we get to deep dive his story. So last chapter, I mentioned that he was a Tuffle, or well, at least I thought he was a Tuffle. As we progress through the chapter, we get a little bit of a backstory about Granola and what happened to his planet. So we know several things. We know that the Saiyans destroyed his planet, and we know it was also because of Frieza's army, who the Saiyans were a part of at the time. So these types of hints were leading me to think that Granola was possibly a Tuffle, and every part of this story was exactly the same story of a Tuffle. But then we find out his actual race is called Ceruleans. Yeah, that's right, Ceruleans. Okay, so let's just get something straight. He looks like a Tuffle. He has the same backstory of a Tuffle, but he's not a Tuffle. One cool thing about that is that they've just introduced an entirely new race into the show, but at the same time, it just seems really lazy. They could have just said he was a Tuffle and it would have made complete sense. So we move forward from there and we get to see Goku's training with Whis. But now Whis seems to be putting in a little bit more effort. He mentions the hierarchy of basically angel powers using Ultra Instinct. Goku's on the bottom of the totem pole, which is interesting because now it's basically solidifying the fact that Goku has, you know, steps to keep progressing and moving forward. Before they go too deep into that, they have to help the Oracle fish and get him his tetanus shot, basically. It was actually a shot with vitamins to help him with his insomnia. But Whis does mention that when the Oracle has insomnia, it's a bad omen and possibly could mean troubles on the way. Hint, hint. We get to see Goku instantly go into Ultra Instinct. And it's basically what a lot of fans feared, was that Ultra Instinct was just going to completely replace all the former transformations. Super Saiyan 2 is just simply better than 1, 3 is better than 2, but 3 at least had a drawback that it drained a lot of energy quick. But then moving forward, going from Blue and so on, there just wasn't any drawbacks anymore. And now Ultra Instinct, it's just better in every single way. There's no reason for him, other than for fun, to use those other forms. So Goku tries to utilize one of Whis' attacks. Of course it didn't work, but you could tell that Goku has made a lot of progress. Now he's still no match for Whis and he probably never will be, but I do like the fact that they are solidifying that Goku still has leaps and bounds to go to basically get all the way to the top. But the thing is that even possible for a mortal to do? So these are going to be really interesting topics to move forward with, but I am happy that they kind of set something in stone for Goku to, you know, achieve. But that also kind of backpedals because, well, now Goku is just basically achieving God status and wanting to become a full-fledged god, but what about everyone else?
It can't be!
Where's, Krillin, Piccolo, Gohan? This is one of those moments where I feel like this is such a great opportunity. Now that Goku and Vegeta are being able to kind of go into their own direction, spend some time with the other characters and give them something. Give them some new power-ups, make it up. Have Krillin and Tien and Piccolo go train with the Supreme Kai and gain some abilities over there, or train with the Yadrats. I don't care. Just give them something so they're relevant. Now this is impossible. It was already impossible with how far back they are compared to Goku and Vegeta. The scaling just keeps going more and more because they've only keep putting focus on those two characters. Now, speaking of Vegeta, Vegeta's kind of sitting back watching Goku and, not impressed because he knows how far behind Goku he is now because of Ultra Instinct. But Vegeta does mention he's determined to find his own path that's going to surpass him. Like always. But this is where things get interesting and got me really excited for the chapter. Vegeta mentions to Beerus he's going to find his own way to surpass Goku. And then Beerus mentions that might be possible, but that's up to you. Because he then mentions Ultra Instinct is only one technique of the gods, meaning there's more. He also mentions it's more of a angel specialty. Beerus just kind of goes on a little tangent, just telling Vegeta, did you really think gods of destruction would be using Ultra Instinct? They are gods of destruction. So therefore, they use a different technique because being calm and tranquil is not gonna work with them usually. So Vegeta's obviously desperate and he just wants to know, what does Beerus use? And then Beerus, being the ultimate cockblock,
answer me now!
And then Beerus, just being the ultimate cockblock, is saying, no, I'm not gonna tell you. But then Beerus is walking off and he's mentioning he's gonna go exercise and do some training, which we never see. He's always just sleeping. We are actually going to get to watch Beerus train for once. He then mentions to Vegeta, if you like anything that you see, you're free to steal it. So he's openly implying to Vegeta to train him to become a god of destruction. Will that be Vegeta's future? Is Vegeta going to become a god of destruction, or at least become as powerful as one? I'm really interested to see where this goes, because is this going to be the technique that we saw Tuffle use in the Tournament of Power? Or is it going to be the other technique that we have seen Beerus use before with Hakai? That in itself would be insane power, but I don't think it's going to be that either. I think it's going to be something we haven't seen yet, and that kind of helps us describe the last chapter. I was seeing some people debate, is Goku stronger than Beerus now? I was definitely in the camp where I did not think that was the case, because I don't think we truly know how powerful Beerus really is yet, and I believe this is where they're going to solidify that, because Beerus obviously has a lot more that we have not seen. This is why Beerus wasn't going to hesitate when he was going to take on Moro. But nonetheless, I cannot wait to see where this is going. This has got me excited all over again. So you're probably wondering, why am I wearing the Scouter again? And it's pretty simple. We are going to once and for all find out how strong is Beerus. Let's try. This doesn't work on Beerus. So back to the chapter, we get to see that Granola's bringing 7-3's body as a bounty to somebody. But then we get stopped by Shoshiru, who is some other bounty hunter who wants to split the prize money with Granola, but he's not having any of that. So Granola's looking to get paid for the acquisition of 7-3. So we are introduced to these three characters and they seem to have a lot of money, a lot of power, but most importantly, they have strategy. He briefly mentions to Granola that Frieza is alive. We know from the beginning of the chapter that Granola has a problem with Frieza and the Saiyans, and so he wants to seek revenge. So these new characters entice Granola to let him know about Frieza, but they don't want him to engage just yet. They want to get more information to know what's going on. So Granola is sadistically excited because he can't wait to kill Frieza. But as I already mentioned, these characters are all about strategy, and this is what's getting me even more excited about this chapter. These characters aren't fully relying on just strictly power. So Granola's getting stronger and they are worried about this, so they want to take him out before it's too late. But their idea is to strategize to have him against Frieza so they can perhaps take each other out without them ever having to get into the mess. But the other thing was their acquisition of 7-3. So I'm really interested to see what are they planning to use him for. They do mention that they're just excited to see be what's inside, but we don't really know what that is yet. So we're gonna have to wait at least until the next chapter to really know what's going on there. I don't really have an idea. Are they looking for his power, just his knowledge, a little bit of both? We're gonna have to wait and see. They also mentioned this character named Zuno, who's the ultimate broker. So we're gonna have to see where that goes as well. So Granola's on his way back to Planet Cereal, and it's gonna take about 2 days to get there. But he's immediately ambushed by the bounty hunter we met earlier in the chapter. And then we get one more awesome surprise. We notice Granola leaving his eye patch in his spaceship, and he sets up a trap. So as the enemies approach, Granola's not in his spacecraft. Then we can see him far out in the distance somewhere, and he snipes all of them. And then the interesting part, we get a close-up of Granola, and we can see that he's got a different kind of eye. We're also told ceruleans have amazing eyesight, but Granola himself is even a cut above them. I'm really liking where they're going with this because it's giving a unique ability to a unique character. And of course, power is still important, but I'm liking how they're going in a different direction where using something like, you know, Hawkeye's ability, where he never misses, that could be something really useful. Assuming he's even able to hit them, just because you've got this awesome ability where you never miss, it's not going to really help you if your power can't penetrate the enemy. I do hope they elaborate on this so we can see what it can actually do. But against low-level enemies, it seems to be really practical because it uses very little power from what we can see, but it's very effective. So Dragon Ball did it again. As I'm being pulled out, they pull me right back in.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And I'm okay with that because I'm never going to truly give this series up. Overall, this was just a build-up chapter, which I'm totally okay with because it built so much to get us ready for what's coming. So now we got to wait another month for chapter 69. So you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Leave a like. And I want to know, what was the most exciting thing for you this chapter? That's it for this one. See you in the next video.